Why did I say that? Ready?
Ready. All right, it's working.
We're very discouraged. We're finding out what kind of damage we just did. Michael and I just now have done the dumbest thing we've ever done.
This is Joel. Together with Tony and Jared, he gave up everything to buy a boat and go on the adventure of a lifetime. But after a death-defying sail to Cuba, he returned to Key West and found himself alone.
Wish me luck on this adventure.
When Michael finished school, I asked her to sail with me to the Bahamas. She agreed, but joined strictly as crew. 4 months later, we made it to the Dominican Republic. Broke and in love.
Bums on a Boat is a true story about facing fear, finding adventure, and falling in love. Each tale is brought to you by our patrons and viewers. Subscribe and click the bell to get notified about weekly premieres, and visit our website to learn more. Thank you for watching.
We're walking away with a little girl.
These are the tales of BOAB.
Hi, welcome to another installment of Bums on a Boat. We have a leaky oil pan, and thanks to Gene Carruthers. So Gene sent us some sort of adhesive, and it's not JB Weld. So originally we were thinking maybe we can use some JB Weld on the oil pan and, patch it up and, try to stop the leak and delay pulling the engine out of the boat. We also have a little wild card. Michael's dad, he owns and operates a farm, and one of his combines sprung a leak in the oil pan, and he used this exact same stuff that Gene sent us. So stay tuned. We also have a vacuum that's gonna be in this whole process. So we're gonna kind of be experimenting, and that's just one of the many things we're going to be attempting to do.
Michael, did you have anything to add to that?
Nope. No, I'm just over here trying to get our oil pan squeaky clean, ready for that adhesive sealant.
So you want to point out the spot we've located the leak?
It's underneath here. It's basically right underneath this front corner. Lola, have you got anything to add? What the heck is going on around here?
To be extra productive, it's always good to have snacks on hand. So these are all my friend Bo. I love you, Bo. He sent me tons of seeds. This is from my brother and his wife Maria. They sent us mangoes. This is from our neighbor Steve, a bunch of Twizzlers. So I think I'm gonna be pretty effective down here, and I'm just gonna start sweeping, cleaning for something epic.
Let's go, baby!
This is a 12-volt vacuum. It draws 3 amps, and it changed the game. So we just had a little bit of this speaker box material left over, kind of a big scrap piece, so just decided to throw it in the locker. I got the refrigerant here, so we have a Cool Blue Technotics refrigerator here. It's a little bit hard to get to, but we've just noticed that the fridge wasn't getting too cold, and we see little bubbles in the window. That's how you're supposed to know if you need more refrigerant, so I'm gonna go through that process.
We might have bit off a little bit more than we could chew. We thought we were gonna get this oil leak totally fixed today, but that's not gonna be the case. We're still just in the prep phase, and it's kind of been frustrating. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's been a battle. I've been cleaning up the area. It's rusty, it's gunky, it was oily, so I had to sand it down, take a wire brush to it, and that made the leak worse. Which is fine, like we just had to get all the oil out of there anyway. So it's still dripping from that leak spot. What I'm gonna do now, or next, is take off this drain plug on the oil pan itself so I can get all of the oil out before we attempt to seal that up. So this is the drain plug. This is where our leak is at. So I've got a mirror in here and a light. Hopefully you can see that. If I wipe it away, oh, get the mirror out of here. Okay. So I'm gonna wipe that clean. Okay, oil. And let's watch. Here it comes. See that little bead forming? We've got some penetrating oil on that oil pan plug. We've never had that off before, so I'm a little nervous, but hopefully we're not gonna snap the head off of that bolt. Why did I say that?
We got the refrigerant hooked up, pretty simple process. Turn the fridge on, and now what I'm gonna do is just release this for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, close it up. Now I'm just gonna let it run for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna check to see if I see any bubbles in this little window up there. If there's more bubbles, repeat the process. Hopefully we get that fridge nice and cold again. Michael and I had a dive planned. We were gonna do some more scuba diving. We have 2 more dives left before we're certified, and we both woke up not feeling great. Our main objective is to get that oil pan patched up, and we're gonna try to clean up our wires on our thermostat for the refrigerator. Now it's nice and cold again because we filled up the refrigerant, but we noticed the thermostat wire is a little corroded, and the thermostat wasn't working. It's a tough decision when you get an opportunity to go scuba diving and they have the equipment. That's an opportunity that you don't get very often, but I think we're gonna have to pass this morning, so we're on our way now. I wanna deliver the news in person. I'm gonna bring you guys with us. You can meet these legends in person, and then we're just going to try to take care of our bodies and eat and try to be as strong and healthy as we can for these projects. Yeah, honestly, we're both not feeling great. Michael's a no-brainer for her,
Right.
but I'm coming in person basically to say that I'm out. It's like a little twinge in my throat.
The worst part is you get a twinge in your throat and you get a depth, and then you can't clear, and then you get problems with your ears. So, you know, when you're feeling under the weather, you don't dive.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Andrew actually has a compressor on his boat, and
lots of dive tanks.
so he has a lot of friends, and he has a dive tanks. But I guess like what would be interesting is what kind of compressor do you have, and how do you operate a compressor from a sailboat?
I have a Coltree. So Bear and Coltree are the 2 big manufacturers.
Coltree?
Coltree. It's it's an Italian model. It's just a little Honda petrol engine, a little 4-stroke petrol engine that works a compressor, which compresses the air down in 4 stages to get it to up to 4,500 psi, which is more than you need for scuba diving, but it has a relief valve on there, so you can't overfill them. It's got a special oil in it that is designed to not contaminate the air. It's got filters in it to purify the air that goes into the tanks. It takes about 30 minutes for a tank. I could probably get 6 to 10 tanks out of one the fuel tank on top of it, which is about 1/4 gallon.
Wow.
I can get 6 to 10 tanks out of that. So yeah, it's really light. But I run it slow so that my the air doesn't go into.
Can we check it out?
Yeah, come on board.
Good morning. There's our instructors. Lola, just relax. So I had to come in person to say that I'm out. Like I have a little bit of doubt. We're not feeling great. Michael's, yeah, like no question. I'm like, well, I can do it.
What are you feeling?
I have just like a little all morning I've been just coughing and my throat doesn't feel great.
And, I mean,
So it's like respiratory things.
Yeah, if you're feeling phlegmy, it's
Phlegmy, right. And you know, it's just like such an epic opportunity. It's hard to pass it up.
We got more time, man, no worries. So this is the unit. This is what you fill the tanks with, the wick. And I got a snorkel for the air so it comes out so it's not near the exhaust to the front of the boat upwind, so we don't get any contaminated air through there. So this is the Coltrane unit here. It's a little Honda engine, that's the compressor. G gauge, so you know how much air you got in there. It's really simple. Plug it in, turn it on, and away you go.
Cool. And what kind of boat is this?
This is a Brewer 42, a 1984.
1984. You mind if we just poke down for a quick peek?
It's messy as hell, but yeah, go for it.
Center cockpit. He's got the full enclosed situation. That's those boat gulls for sure. And there you
Clothes
go.
everywhere, but you know.
Wah. Well, that's nice. That's nice of him to let us snoop in there. Oh girl, what do you take? What do you take? We now know that we need a new thermostat because we cleaned we redid the connections, plugged everything up, and the fridge wouldn't start. So the only thing it could be is a bad thermostat. So we'll have to get another thermostat. For now, we've jumped it so we can have our fridge, and we'll just monitor it and turn it off and on, and that's what we're gonna have to do.
Time to clean everything up. Ah! Oh, check this out.
A little windy, is it?
Holy moly guacamole. Ta-da! I took out this drain plug and I got all of the extra oil that was left in the pan out with this pump, and now we can actually see the pinhole that is our leak. Do you see it? Do you see it? Right there on the corner. Just did the final wipe with acetone. It's cleaned, it's ready to go. Our whole process has taken a few days. We went at it with a wire brush to start with to knock out all of the rust and really shine it up. And then we rinsed it with acetone. We even sprayed it with some of this starter fluid that my dad recommended we use. And now, this Permatex Ultra Black, courtesy of Jean Carruthers, is what we're about to use. We're going to turn on the vacuum and we're going to apply this to that little pinhole, and hopefully the vacuum sucks it up into that hole and we can just keep filling it. Ready?
Ready.
I think I can feel a little suction even on my finger as I go over that spot. Oh, see that?
Yeah, it's sucking it up.
Yeah.
All right, it's working. We can see in the mirror. I don't know if you can. I really try to get you guys a good shot, but it's working. We can see when Michael goops it on, it sucks it inside of it. Woo! All right, guys.
Whoa.
Michael's talking to her dad right now. We're pretty sure we had a code
Really?
blue. We're very discouraged. We're finding out what kind of damage we just did. I'll fill you in later, but it's not good. So we've been doing this cruising thing, me for like going over 4 years. The original bums were pretty crazy and did some stupid things, but I'm pretty sure Michael and I just now have done the dumbest thing we've ever done.
We almost started crying. We were so careful. Everything leading up to the actual vacuuming and plugging the oil leak process. And then after it was all done and we were pretty satisfied with the job that we'd done, we took a couple pictures for the thumbnail. We were all excited.
Because it worked really well.
And then what happened?
And then we took our sock and hose out and saw that because we put the vacuum up above, because I was trying to blow the stuff out and it just was out of the way. It was stupid, just not thinking.
And because it was a dirty vacuum. The
dirty
hose
vacuum.
was full
dirty
of
hose.
sand and crap and hair and
But
poop
mostly,
and...
yeah, poop, but mostly like sand and gravel. So we got like, I would say a good amount. I mean, when you looked in, you could see sand and gravel and dirt and hair, and whatever came out of the hose went right into
just a nice
the
little
valve
pile
cover,
of it.
which I'm so careful to not get anything in because I was pretty sure you can't get anything in there. But there's a glimmer of hope. Michael's dad is so awesome. He answered right away, and he knows diesel engines like I know stupid, and it was amazing. He really, he has us thinking positively.
Yeah.
But you know, right now what we're doing to minimize the damage, we got this little hose going all the way to this little hose here, and we've used our tape job, and this actually is working very well, and we've cleaned most of it out that we can see visually.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep going at that.
And now, well, once we're done with that, my dad basically said nothing cleans diesel engines like a little bit of diesel. So you add maybe 10-20% diesel to the oil that you put in the engine. You run it for a little bit, you know, not a long time, and then you change it, and you change the filter, and then you do that again.
Where the sand and gravel what is right now, it has to go through the filter before it gets into the innards of the engine.
Like the cylinders.
The cylinders, the really valuable stuff. So, I mean, crisis may be averted, and like he said, the worst case scenario, we shorten the life of the engine, which that's pretty bad case scenario.
Which just means we're closer to a rebuild.
Closer to a rebuild, maybe closer to an electric engine. What do you think? Any sponsors out there? The oil pan is patched and looking good though.
Yeah, but we are gonna let that cure for 24 hours before we put any oil back in the engine.
We're gonna get like 4 filters. We're gonna fill it up with oil and diesel. We're gonna start it up, run it for a little bit. How long did he say to run it?
Well, he said we would just want to change it multiple times within the next 10 hours that we run the engine. So we'll probably run it for just 20 minutes before we change it. I don't know, not very long.
So we'll run it, turn it off, drain the oil, take the filter off, get a new filter, put the filter on, fill it back up with oil and diesel, run it, and repeat. I got kind of mad off camera. I turned the camera on. I gotta admit, I waited till I relaxed a little bit because I bursted a blood vessel just going, "Ah!" We got the stove. That's the surprise. Boom. That is a Dometic alcohol, non-pressurized alcohol 2-burner stove. We got a gimbal. We're gonna order the gimbal.
Shout out to Nick. You know who you are. Happy birthday. I think your birthday was on the 5th of October. We hope you had a really special day, and we're excited about you and your family's upcoming sailboat adventure.
We were so careful, prepped for days, and then we just dumped a bunch of rocks and gravel right into the engine. All right, you guys, I finally thought of like something to compare it to.
A metaphor.
A metaphor. It's kind of like doomsday prepping. You know, you build your underground bunker, you got years of food, and you got AK-47s and shotguns, and you're just ready for the end of the world, and then you forget to look both ways and you just walk right in front of a bus and just ends right there. That's the best metaphor I got for you guys. If you guys have another metaphor, throw it in the comments if you can beat that one. These are the tales of BOAB.
Over here. Over here.
Come on, Willie. Pay attention. Focus.
BOAB! Lola dipped.
How come you're so quiet?